Hello and good evening. Now, just to carry on from what we left it behind last time, what I'm gonna project for this time is creating a radio button. So if I already made a template here, I'm gonna show you what's radio button look like. So this a radio button. You got male, female. I've got a gender here. You got a title, and you got the frame. So saving the time, I already I made a start from the previous video was creating a frame. In order to do that, again completing for the previous video, we need to import Java Swing just to be the responsible for the JFrame and panel and the buttons, and then we need to import Java Swing to the borders because, as I said earlier, we're going to have this border title bordered here. Creating a class, I called it RadioButton1, and then defining the frame object. So again, that's followed to what we said last time, just to get a recap. JFrame my frame, JPanel my panel, main panel, and then public RadioButton1, that's the name of the class, and this is the coding action, and this is the main method to start the class here. Just to recap, so we already built in a frame, and so if I run that, compile, void main, there it is, a radio button. Nothing there, just empty one, and you can't, go through it. Main frame, so that's the new main panel, and then use absolute positioning because we're going to use this time. I said it doesn't matter on the previous video, but it will matter this time because I need to reposition in that side. And then you put the main panel onto the frame. So we did my frame add main panel. We're gonna use that quite for you, and then set the bounds. So we did 50, start to 50, 50, and the box, and then my frame resizable false. This will, if I comment that one here, and I said compile and run it, as you see here, you can resize, but I decide to not make it resizable. So let's take this away again, uncomment it, and again to comment just 2 dashes, and then after that make the frame visible, because by default if you didn't set that set visible true, it will be hidden, it will be there but you can't see it. Okay, so this is start. As I said, I already made the start, so already wrote the code. So we're gonna building up the code, copy and paste together. I talk through, saving you the time watching me type it in. So first thing, we need to define our frame object. So what I need to define. So let's break that one more time so you see what I'm talking about. So the first thing, we need to bring it to the main panel, middle panel. So I'm gonna create that as, I call it a middle panel. So all I need to do is just bring that and call it middle panel. That's good. And we need so this button here is called RadioButton, and this is the class called JRadioButton, and I made it 2 male and female. So I'm gonna import that. I'm gonna put this here and put it down there. Make it nice and neat as possible. And can you see here it's grouped together? So if you press that one, this one unselected, press that here, this unselect, it doesn't select both of them together. So in order to do this, we need something is called button group. So so that here, and button group, that's the name class. So I called it radio button group. After this is the border. So title border, can you see here I already have the border. So if I remove the border here, you won't be see it just lost, but it's quite nice and good practice to have a border title and just have the name over. So we're gonna create a border. That's why we're creating here a library for the border in this way. It's going to be title border, title border. Okay, it's always good to run it as you carry on so you can see what's happening, to make sure we are, the only thing is keep disappearing. Okay, so first thing we need to create is my frame. So the frame is already created. After that we need to build the panel object. So we did here main panel, new panel, but we need to add a middle panel, new panel. So I'm gonna bring that here. Missed them. Okay. After that, as we said in the previous video, is main panel set layout. So to null. So we're gonna do exactly the same, and we're gonna go for the middle panel, set it to null. Now we need to create the border. It's quite a lengthy one, so all you have to do is just say title. Let me bring that up. All you have to do is create the border. So it's gonna be title border and then equal, and then border factory dot create titled. Make sure ed, because I keep forgetting this, and border, and name it whatever you want to name it. About gender. Okay. After that, we need to apply the border to the middle border. And how to do that? It's quite easy. All we have to do is using set border. So as I said, already typed it earlier. So it's gonna be to apply the border is gonna be middle border dot set border title border, and this what we already name it here. So whatever name you choose it here will be there. Okay. After that, as I said earlier, we put the radio button in a group, so we need to make sure they are in a group. So it's quite funny. So we need the group first to create it, then put it inside the radio button. So in order to do that, so all we have to do is gonna be radio button group equal new button group. So if we try to run that, nothing will happen yet because we haven't added anything. It's still an empty frame. It's quite a lengthy process, but it was it. Okay, now we start the action. Now with this, the group is created, the frame is created, the border is created. Now what we need to do is create the radio button. So we have a male and female button. It's quite straightforward. So we're gonna use JRadioButton. So I'll use create radio button, then male equal new J radio button, and I call it male, and then female, and that will be female radio button. Okay. After that, we need to set the bounds for it, how wide, how small for this radio button itself. So we used that in the previous video. So it's going to be set bounds, and then in the front the name of the radio button we used. So set the bound and size for the radio button. So as the previous video, this is 10. This is where we should start here. That's a 10, and then 20 is gonna be here or there or there. And then the 100 is how high it is, and 25 is just the width. Okay, and that will be for the male and female. After that, what we need to do is position and size the middle panel. Let me just tidy it up here. So I need to position and to size. So the middle panel itself, I haven't designed it yet, so that's here it is. I should have done that a bit earlier. So it's going to be 3040, so 30 start here to 40, and it's going to be 200 by 90. That's good. Okay, what we need to do now, all I have to do is add male and female radio button to the group button. So we created the group button, but we haven't added it yet. It's quite straightforward. So it's going to be radio button group dot add male and female. Okay. Now we added this, so we created the group and added this and created inside it. Now we need, what we need to do, yes, that's right, we need to add the button itself to the frame, to the middle frame. So what we need to do, we haven't added to the middle main frame yet, to the middle frame. Let's do it all together. So all we have to do is going to be use the add to the main frame. So that is radio button to the agenda. So this is what step I haven't done it earlier, is mainframe dot add middle frame, middle panel, sorry, and then middle panel add male, middle panel add female. Sorry, it's not main frame, it's my panel, main panel, sorry. And I believe that's it. So let's run it and see what's gonna happen. So if we say compile, no error, syntax is good, but sometimes even say no error, sometimes the logic is not correct. And then run. It's working. Okay, let's have a play and I'll show you what I mean by the group button. So let's go for the group button here. Where is the group button? If I comment the radio group button here, and I say compile, void, oh sorry, I have to, so you can't see it here, so I got here the terminal window tell me that I commented here, but I didn't comment everything with the radio button, so I need to comment all of this in order to show you. Let's just try it again, compile. Yep, it's working. Okay, so if we look to here, I comment the radio group button. So if I did this, but both of them selected, and this not what we want. So in order to avoid that, it just is easier to actually see it in action to get around it. It took me a while to understand it. Okay, one more thing I'd like to show you. So we talked about the title border. If I comment that, so title border, comment it, and we need to comment title border. Is this it? Isn't it? I'm missing something. Yeah. If I combine this, here it is. So now it's still working, but the title border disappeared, and of course it look neater when we have the title border. This it's everything as I believe. So please have a look, and if you got any questions or got any advice or a feedback, please let me know. Thank you very much for watching, and give you feedback. Sum up if you liked the video, sum down if you didn't like the video, and tell me what I can to improve. Thank you very much, and looking forward to more videos. Thank you. Bye.